Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I've gotten so many questions lately asking me about my brows. What I use in my brows, how I do my brows, and these are questions that I've gotten on Instagram actually. If you guys aren't following me on Instagram, I will have the name right here. It's just Trishthedishbeauty. And I post a lot of my makeup looks on there, so you guys really should follow me because if you guys want me to recreate any looks here on YouTube, I will be happy to do that for you guys. Lately, I've gotten so many questions about what I use on my brows, how I do my brows, and I really didn't think I was going to film a video like this because I feel like it's kind of generic. There are so many brow routines out there on YouTube. Since I've gotten so many questions about it, I thought I would just go ahead and film it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to demo how I do my brows, kind of talk through it. So let's go ahead and get started. Hey guys, so the very first thing I do is, of course, I wash my face and I moisturize. That is super important when putting on makeup. And I always groom my brows before I do anything with them because I don't really like the way it looks when you see like stray hairs and stuff. So a lot of the times I will just like take a mirror and the end of a spoolie on this little pencil, and then I just kind of brush my brows up. Now I've already groomed them already as I wore makeup yesterday, but usually what I'll do is I'll just brush them up and then I'll look and see on this area right here if there's any stray hairs that I need to pluck. And then also the top, I will kind of like make sure that this is nice and smooth and even enough because my eyebrows are kind of a little weird. One sits higher than the other. That's just the way my face is shaped. So after I'm all done with the grooming and stuff, what I'll do is, let me go ahead and zoom you guys in a little bit more. Okay, so now you guys are zoomed in a little, and what I always like to do, and I like to use a pencil, this is the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer, and it's the darkest color. I think it says dark brunette. I just like to brush my little hairs up and make sure that they're all nice and combed through. And I always start with this side first because this is my good brow. Everybody has that one good brow and one bad brow. Watched a lot of videos on how to do brows and how to like have the shape all done. What they usually say is to start from the corner of your nose like this. So the corner of your nose to your tear duct and then straight up, and then that's where your brow should start. Where your arch should be is from the corner of your nose looking straight forward, the middle of your eye where your pupil is, right there. That's where the arch of your brow should start, and then the end of your brow should be from the corner of your nose to the corner of your eye and then straight out. So right there, that's where your brow should end. That's how I used to do my brows, but now that I'm more comfortable with doing them, I kind of just eyeball it, and I like to bring my brows in just a little bit more than I'm supposed to. Like from the tear duct, I bring it just a tad in more. So I usually start about right here, and I just do like little feathering strokes, and I always just start, let me zoom you in a little bit more. I always just start right there, like as you can see, and then what I do is I just shape out the bottom part of my brow. I like to do this on both sides before I actually fill in anything. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the line on one side, and then you'll see what it looks like, and I'll finish the other one off camera. Okay, so as you can see there, I kind of bring it out a little bit more than it should probably, but this is the way I like to do my brows. Brows and makeup basically are just a very personal thing, and this is how I like the bottom of my brow to look. Alright, so I have both of my brows lined up, and as you can see, I like to bring it in just a tad further in than I'm supposed to. My brows are by no means the same. It's from like constantly plucking my brows, like over plucking, and I finally got a good shape to them where I can shape them out the way I want them to. The next thing I do is I go in with the top. It's going to look a little crazy right now, but when we're finished, you'll see it just all comes together. So what I usually do, because I like my brows to look just a little more thicker than, you know, they look normally, I just go slightly above the top of my brow and then just follow the shape of it. Alright, so I have the shape all mapped out. As you can see, my arch is kind of crazy right now, or it looks kind of crazy, but like I said, it's going to look pretty crazy before we start to get finished. So I'm going to go ahead and finish the other side, and then we'll just keep on going. So as you can see there, I have both of the shapes mapped out pretty nicely. They look pretty similar from here, like what I can see in the viewfinder. My brows are just wonky in general. I fractured my orbital on this side of my eye, this part of my eye, so my eye tends to droop a little bit more. My eye on this side is a little more hooded, and my eyebrow likes to sit a little lower. I don't try to correct it. I feel like it would look sort of funny if I did, so I just try my best to make the brows look as much the same as I can. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and fill in my brow. The best way I can explain this to you is you don't have to be super precise when filling it in, because you don't want it to look like you just took a marker and kind of just swiped it over your brows. You want it to be really soft and diffused, so if there are parts, like areas where you didn't fill it in, don't worry about it, because we're just going to blend it out with the spoolie. So I like the most defined part of my brow, of course, to be the tail. So I start a little darker at the tail and then start to feather the product into the middle of my brow. I always do the front of my brow last. So let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and start filling it in. Okay, so now I have that part of my brow filled in. I'm going to go ahead and start with the front. Basically with the front, what I do is I don't have it lined up completely. Like, I didn't line the top part. I didn't meet it with this line because I don't want it to look too like drawn on, I guess. What I do is I take my pencil and I kind of darken it right at this line and then feather it up, but in a kind of like diagonal. Like, if you can see there, kind of like in a diagonal shape, and then I blend the product up when I'm finished. So like I said, it's gonna look crazy, but it'll all work out in the end. Now I'm going to go ahead and diffuse the product with my spoolie. The front, I always kind of go up, and I'm using a good amount of pressure. I'm not being too soft with it until I get to the end, because I like that this part of the brow is really dark. And I also don't want there to be like such a very stark line right there, which is why I use the amount of pressure that I use, because I just want to diffuse the line. And then if you want to bring it in just a little bit more, you can. Just be really light with the pressure that you're using, and then feather up. I'm liking the way that brow is looking, and as you can see, it's very soft and diffused, and the tail is pretty defined. That's the way I like to have my brows. I do use pomades sometimes when I'm doing like a really dramatic eye look, but a lot of the times this is just the way I like to do my brows. So I'm going to go ahead and finish the other brow off camera, and then I'll go ahead and do my last steps with you, and then we'll just go from there. I have both of my brows on. They look pretty bold right now, but that's just the way I like to do them. And the last two steps I do is I like to clean up the bottom of my brow with concealer and then brush a little clear brow mascara through it. The concealer that I've really been liking, and I feel like concealers with this sort of consistency really help give you that sharp, crisp line. The one that I've been using is this NYX Above and Beyond Full Coverage Concealer. See it right there. And this stuff is really thick. I've had it for a while. I used to try to use it under my eyes, but it is so freaking thick that it just does not look good. It's like a really thick consistency. It almost has the consistency of like a paint pot. And you could also do that too if you have like a primer that you want to use for your eyelids. You can go ahead and do that. And I just run this. I also use this brush. This is a Wet n Wild brush. It's supposed to be a smudger brush for underneath your eyes, but it is so thin that it really scratches your eyes, so I would not suggest using this for that. I really love using this to clean up brows and also for cut creases. Okay, so I know that's looking really crazy, but I don't have my eye primer on yet. I just wanted to show you the last step in what I do with my brows. So after I have them all cleaned up and everything, what I do is I go in with a clear brow mascara, and this is the clear mascara from Milani. I don't think you can see that, but it's just a really nice clear brow gel. I use a lot of this, and I feel like it doesn't flake throughout the day. You know how some of those brow mascaras can flake throughout the day. You can also use a tinted brow mascara. I really do love the Essence Give Me Brow and the Essence Make Me a Brow, not Give Me Brow, and the Benefit Give Me Brow. So I just feather this through in upward strokes. Now I'm all finished, and I'm going to go ahead and put on the rest of my makeup, so I will be right back. I hope I helped you guys out a little bit with my brow routine and you guys learned a couple of tricks and stuff. Feel free to leave a comment or a question in the comment section down below, and I will get back to you. If you guys have any other videos that you guys want to see me film, just let me know in the comments. And if you guys haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. I do upload 2 to 3 videos every week, and I would love for you guys to join my YouTube family. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.